Hello, everyone. In this lesson, I suggest we split up the backend file with our tRPC into separate files. We're going to add a new mutation for creating an idea soon, and it's not good that our file is bloated with lots of different scattered logic. Let's break this file into smaller ones. So, I propose creating a folder called lib.estrc, where we'll store various parts of our application. Well, let's start off by primitively moving our ideas to a separate file, because we'll need them across our various modules, and that's what we'll do. Let's call it ideas.ts. Here is this file, here's this object, we'll export it. And also, we need to ideas have been moved. I'll just delete them for now, and later we'll export them where needed. Ideas have been removed. Then let's create a tRPC file in the lib folder, and there we'll store the tRPC instance itself because, again, we'll need it in the components to create them. All right, let's move it. Export const tRPC. And there's no tRPC, let's take it from here. Good. Then, also in the src folder, I suggest creating a router folder, and there we'll store our procedures. All sorts of components and tRPC mutations. Router. And for each mutation, I suggest creating a separate file for each mutation, because later on, a separate folder. Store both the procedure itself and its input in this folder. Okay, good. New folder. What mutations do we have? Get ideas, query, and get idea. New folder, get idea. Good. So let's transfer the get idea procedure. New, file, index.ys. So this will look like this. Export const get idea. We import tRPC from the newly created file in the lib folder. And ds we export from this file. Well, in Zot we export like this. The only thing is, since we are already exporting this procedure, I suggest not just calling it getIdea, but adding a suffix, getIdea tRPC. The thing is, in your project, there may actually be a separate function for getting ideas that you use in different places. And here it is, the real getIdea function. But this thing is not really a getIdea function, it's actually tRPC. And I recommend using as descriptive names as possible. So, we created getIdea. And now we need getIdeas. Index.as. Good. And getIdeas. And here's how it's implemented. Okay, we need a loader. Good. This one is called. So, but now they are out of context, and we need to merge them into a single file, which will be used in our tRPC. That is, so to speak, to directly create our router. Okay, good. Let's create an index.ts file in the router folder, which will gather everything we have. It looks like this. Let's look at the original file. So, essentially, we just need to create this tRPC router. Router index.ts. Here we have the tRPC router, and there you go, it's ready. So it turns out we've almost moved everything out of this is the tRPC router. We imported our procedures and assigned them these names, so they are available on the front end without the tRPC router prefix. It may seem redundant, but this will also make navigation in the code editor more convenient. I'll show that now too, but let's finish splitting the files first. So, what we haven't finished yet is in the index.ts file. I suggest we also move this piece to a separate function. Let's name it. Let's make it like this. I'll comment this out for now. I want there to be a function like apply tRPC to express app. Yes, express app tRPC router. And now it needs to be created. Where should we create it? I suggest creating it right in the lib tRPC folder. Let it be here. That is, everything related to tRPC and not being a router should be here. Report const. Okay, express app tRPC router. Too bad about the type, it didn't hint us. Express. Express needs to be imported from Express itself. Okay, good. And the tRPC router. We need to import from the router. This type, we've created it in advance. It simply inherits the type from the tRPC router so that we can pass it into types. So, tRPC router. Good. And here's the actual content. You can completely take it from our old file. This. You can remove it now. Okay? Added it. So, and tRPC Express needs to be exported from tRPC. Okay, saved. And now we also need to import all this stuff. Here's the file. I'll delete it soon. So for now, we just need to grab it in index.ts. Okay, grabbed it, saved it. Let's see. Is the backend building? Is it complaining about something? Ideas, and we don't need this file anymore. Okay, I'll just comment it out for now, then delete it. So the backend is up. Let's check if the endpoints are working. Here are all our ideas. And it doesn't work. Yeah, why isn't it working? Can't find name ideas. So, we need the tRPC router here. Because we imported it from the wrong place. Yes, now it's in the lib folder. Well, that's it, accordingly. Okay, hold on. Not like that. tRPC router is in the router folder, here. This is where main tRPC Express is in the lib folder. All right, save it. Check again. Yes. All the ideas are loaded. Let's take another look at what we did. We didn't do anything entirely new. We just organized everything into files. So now we have tRPC create and the router declaration. No, let's go in order. tRPC create is in the lib folder. This one is complaining now too. We're taking this from the RPC folder, right? tRPC router. Okay, good. Let's check the type just to make sure everything is fine. PNB types. Yes, it works. And also PNP and B types. So, here we have disagreement. Let's see what we broke on WBAP. Get ID. No, yes, Zaprava. tRPC. Yes, because our tRPC router is also in another place. It is in tRPC RPC. So, npmw types. Yes. All right, the project is in working condition. Look, we just split our old file that was in src into different init tRPC. We added to the lib folder, and here it is, just stored. Then we moved the router itself into the index file in the router folder. All the individual procedures, we've moved each of them into a folder in the router. So, and the type of router we have is also taken from the root folder. So, why did we have to separate so many files, including to avoid circular type dependencies? That is, If you try to simplify all this somehow, you'll likely encounter types referencing each other, preventing you from building at all. In my opinion, this is the most optimal file distribution. All right, let's see how the transition to the backend from front-end files works now. Here we are, for example. We click on GTD and we end up here. Then click here, and we are already in the required function in the backend. It's convenient. If we had just named it getted and everything looked nice here, this thing might have slowed down. And when we clicked on this function in the front end, it would take us here, we'd click back, and it would bring us back to the web app. Also, not obvious, but not too important. This way is convenient. All right, let's save it like this. Good. Thank you. Let's move on. Let's